Okay, I'm going to show you guys just a few things in Photoshop to add to your zines. Some elements like this, I've already done my front cover and my back cover. And so if you're wondering how to add some fun squares, lines, shapes to kind of add some fun backgrounds, design elements to your zine, that's what this tutorial is going to go through. So first off, I copied and pasted my color palette from my zine planning, and that's really helpful because all you have to do is grab your little eyedropper. I can color pick a color from my color palette, and it grabs that color if you see down below. So then when I grab the square, I can draw a square. And it's that color because I color picked it, right? Now, if you wanted a stroke on it, let's say if I wanted this, like the border to be a different color, I could add a fun border to that square. Oops, that's huge. So I can add a border to it. If you don't want a border and it defaults like a black border, you can always just set it to none, which is the little red slash. Okay, so that's how you can make a fun square, and you can resize it to add that kind of fun design element that you want. So maybe I want this to just be kind of like a text crossbar. Remember, if I'm working on pages that are upside down, I need to rotate my canvas. So I can use my R key on my keyboard to rotate it. There's passes there. And so now I'm working with the right orientation. Just know, because I rotated my canvas, if I start typing text, there is a possibility, that one actually worked, but there is a possibility I might have to rotate it, okay? So if you need to rotate it, you can just click on your navigation, okay? If you're not seeing these fun squares so that you can resize things and rotate, you need to make sure your transform checkbox is checked, okay? Be very careful with your pictures, guys, so that you don't accidentally stretch them. So, for instance, you don't want a stretched image. I know that's kind of drastic, but even this is a stretched image. So if you want it to be the original picture, it needs to be enlarged by holding down the Shift key. So if you click on the picture and you hold down that Shift key, it'll maintain that picture size orientation. So there will be no stretching involved. It's very important. Okay, you don't have to just add squares. If you right-click on your square, you can add rounded rectangles, circles, triangles, polygons, lines. You can even make your own custom tool or your own custom shape. So that's a tree because that's the shape that's currently selected, but I could find flowers. I could find other shapes here listed in my shapes kind of categories. So those are also big shapes. Okay, so don't let this just limit you in your design. I'm really being inspired by the picture that I put up on Canvas from my inspiration page. It's kind of a more modern take. So if you're wondering, okay, I have no idea what to do for my zine cover and background and all those kinds of things, go back to your inspiration or look up new inspiration on magazines or photography zines and then try to incorporate some of those.